Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekend, the show. I'm Mal Lee, your host for this evening. Hope everyone's keeping fine out there. And we don't know what's gone up with this microphone once again. It's absolutely not working, so if we put everything up there and hopefully there we go, we'll try our best. We've got these microphones working. And at least you've got it on SoundCloud. Apologies for the start of the show on SoundCloud, listeners. But hey ho, we're away now. Here we go, this show has begun. Welcome to Sunday's Grassroots Football. Hope you've been, behaving on the touchlines and off the touchlines and wherever you are. But we were out and about today at Jeffrey Humble and we were watching some football, and to be honest, absolutely amazing. I thought there wasn't as many people as normal. I don't know what's happening to the Sunday games, where the people have gone missing to. Whether everyone is out and about Christmas shopping, I really don't know. But the last couple of weeks that have been, the attendance from spectators has been very thin on the ground, to be honest. Is it a good thing? Well, you let me know. You managers out there, have you got less parents turning up to these games, or are people just starting to say now, look, you go yourself, I can't afford it, we just try to save some money. Take one car, not two cars, or let's get the bus down, let's save some money as we haven't got much to spend. But the cafe again was okay. I was seeing queues there, but out and about on the pitches, I didn't see many people. Spectators are normally heaving at that Jeffrey Humble on a Saturday and a Sunday. But the last couple of weekends, or last few weekends, why are these so thin? What's your league like? I'd love to hear. What's the spectators like? We know on under, I think it was under 11s games, yeah, hardly anyone there. I don't know what it is, but we'd love your feedback. How many spectators staying away from games now? Are they irate parents? Are they turning around, or spectators, and saying, do you know what, that don't cross the line, oh, I can't be bothering now. Every time I shout I get told off. But if you do shout, you will get told off. If it's positive, there's no reason to get told off whatsoever. We just need encouragement on and off the field of play, and that's what we post-dated this morning around about. We just need encouragement for the kids and support for our referees. That's all we need. Now we're talking about referees, and we did see that around the leagues, everyone knows as I support referees from poor touchline behaviour. I always will do, and Don't Cross the Line has been a model in the work that it does regarding supporting our referees throughout the years, honestly, from on and off the field of play. We've had many stories we could tell regarding spectators, and it has improved. My honest opinion, it has improved now, and that's maybe because a lot more people are making sure that the punishment has got to be a lot better. I know some referees come up to me and say, this happened to one of our referees in one of the leagues, and the punishment from the local authorities was absolutely very poor indeed. Obviously those referees will take it up with the local authorities. We can't judge on what they do and what they don't do, but we do know that the FA put out a statement towards the start of the season, and it was looking into poor touchline behaviour, and there would be serious repercussions for any foul-mouthed parents. Maybe that's kept it away. Maybe people have said enough is enough, and we're going to keep away from the ground, just let the kids play. Well, that's great. If that's the case, if you're irate and you're making that decision, wow, hats off to you. You've done absolutely brilliant. Let the kids play, let the kids enjoy themselves, let the kids develop, and one day you may be able to turn up and just see, without your time there on the touchlines and your behaviour, if you're not irate, putting off the kids, not just your own kid but every other child on that field of play, by your antics towards referees, towards each other. Maybe you've just had a change of mind and you've decided, I'll stay away and let the kids play football. These local campaigns like Don't Cross the Line are absolutely brilliant and are worth the weight in gold, and we know we are, because we want the kids to play football, enjoy the game of football without all the pressure, and we want them to develop their skills, and pressure from sidelines going towards a referee actually puts pressure on the kids as well as the referees there, whether it be experienced or whether they be youngsters who are taking up the whistle for the first time and wearing the yellow armband because they are under 18 years of age. Just a warning, just a deterrent, that's what it's for. Like don't cross the line, we wear these t-shirts, respect, another little deterrent, and obviously people love the poem that's on the back as well, and our young commentators do also, because one of them, Dan, is a young referee. So we understand the pressures and the downfalls that can happen within grassroots football. So we're well established. We have the local governing bodies all on our side, supporting the campaign that we do, which is fantastic. But we'll also speak out when we think things need to be spoken out about. And my honest opinion is, hats off to leagues who are keeping prices as low as they possibly can for affiliation, for joining up to the leagues, and maybe fines as well. If there's no fines, that's brilliant. But you've heard about our campaign. If you haven't now, this is our campaign now. More play, less pay. And what we mean by that is we believe teams, managers, coaches are paying far too much for a game of grassroots football for the kids to get them involved. You know, we need to keep the cost down. We're all talking about prices going up in the supermarket, prices, food prices, we're talking about energy bills, we're talking about price increases right across the board. So what do we do in grassroots football? We actually put referees fees up, we're actually putting insurance fees up, affiliation, per team £10, everything is going up, and we don't know why it's all going up. And also for your training fees around the hubs as well. We find that a little bit shocking, because teams with the dark nights coming in are going to have to find more money to pay. And what we mean by more money, if it's not off peak, it's going to cost you probably around about £20 more for an hour of quarter pitch if you're under sevens, or if you want to book a quarter pitch. That's what these prices are. And if you want to book a full pitch for your club, they work out around about £204 per hour. Now, this is for training. This is to get your kids ready for the weekends, you know, because we have 1 day a week training. And as you say, everyone's been on the parks, everyone's trying to find training facilities now. We're trying to touch lucky and get things going, just to keep the kids, otherwise there's no training. And I think we do need kids to train once a week at least before their game on a Saturday or a Sunday. And we've got teams midweek trying to find places. There's a big queue, there's not enough places, and when there is enough places, it's far too much money. So more play, less pay is what we need to do. And we're encouraging teams to get on board with us. And what I say by referees fees going up, it can be £22, maybe more in some leagues, because leagues are competing with each other. And my honest opinion, and I think referees out there as well, there's a lot of referees who will turn around and go, they're happy with a price, you know, whatever it is. I know some great referees who'll do it for next to nothing anyway. But the price increases for under sevens, small side of 5-a-side, when you work it out at £22 for 40 minutes work, and the teams have to pay that. Okay, not every team does, it's £11 per team, but it's 22 quid. We need to draw the line somewhere. We need to cap these prices. We need to freeze them, because nurses aren't on that much, and this is less than an hour. I'm not on that much. I'm a support worker, and obviously we can face serious consequences in our line of work. And we also have courses, you name it, everything that goes with support work. But there's no courses when you're out there as a referee. You can turn around and tell me, if you don't like the price increases, Mal, go and take the whistle up yourself. I would if I had the time to do it, but unfortunately I ain't got the time to do it. But there's all these coaches out there, voluntary coaches that we keep talking to, and voluntary managers who are out there. They're worth their weight in gold to bring kids together. This is what I'm talking about, and this is why we need to put a campaign together to try and bring these costs down for all teams, because even if you've got a sponsor, the sponsor may just buy the kit, doesn't mean there's money in the coffers, and it just saves you buying a kit from the parents. So it's great, and hats off to all the sponsors like Aintree Sofas and One Call Taxis that we have on board with us. Brilliant, what more could you ask for? But not everyone can find a sponsor. So the campaign that we're trying to do is to bring costs down, and I will get people saying, you know, this is the cost of living. Unfortunately, these teams that will do that seem to have money coming in, and maybe big sponsors throwing money to them, but I'm sure the bigger clubs will start looking along the line somewhere, because if their training fees go up, their coaches' fees go up, then they go on top of the affiliation. Clubs aren't making as much money now as they used to do, and they wanted to try and, you know, give bonuses to the kids basically by taking them on days out and taking them on tournaments, but everything's going up now, and the cost is just becoming extreme, especially with kits. And I sat with a coach there today for one team, and he turned around and said to me, it's costing us £1,000 per one team to try and keep ourselves above water, afloat, and we are struggling through the parents. They know it, they are struggling, and we're only 4 games in to a season, and I'm hearing this. So what are your costs? How much are you paying out? And I can work figures out very soon indeed, because we try and charge £20 per month subs, and we want to try and get everything out of that, as well as maybe a tournament. But there's no trips anymore where you can take them away on your subs. Now you've got to ask for more money. So when you actually put the kids in a tournament, you've got to ask the parents for more money, because you haven't got the amount of money to pay now. If you look at the governing bodies, you look at these courses, your safeguarding, your welfare courses, your coaching courses, it's all costing a lot of money now. And I think for a safeguarding course now, if you want to do that with the county FA, it's £30. Your DBS checks £10, and it's across the board, probably not just about the FA. But what I can't understand is, if you have a job like me in support work, like these nurses, doctors, they all have a DBS. Wow, you've got to give them credit where it's due. They have DBS, they have safeguarding, they have everything. But if you go to the likes of the county FA, they're not recognised, so you have to pay, if they're a volunteer, another £10.50 to get a DBS check for the same information. So you could have 3 DBSs going each 3 days for different roles in work. It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. We need a new system, and I'm sure this day and age there's a system out there that will prevent all this. Do we really want it? Because people are making money out of it? I'm not sure. But can someone put me wise? What can we do? Let's have something invented where there's like a cash card machine, where you can actually, if you needed to, check someone's DBS. One should be for all. I'm not being funny. You shouldn't have 3, 4, 5, 6 DBSs for 6 different roles that you are in. It doesn't make sense to me, and if someone can put some light on this, please get in touch with myself, mal@don'ttexttheline.com. Add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. Now you might be saying, well, I thought you were on the referee's side. Yes, we are, and as I've just said to you, we are when it comes to verbal abuse or aggressive behaviour. We need to keep our referees within the game. No one mentions any money. You know, you'd all have your different opinions. Are the referees worth all this money? Are they higher? Are they recognised more than a nurse, a doctor, whatever the pay is per hour? You've got to work it out. Support workers, you know, like myself, I do voluntary work. I go out there and all my work here, like today here, I'm just trying to put on a show. You may like it, you may not, but I'm trying to get interest going within grassroots football, and you know, good stories, positive, not negative things that happen within grassroots football. Give the praise to the parents that they don't normally get. Give the praise to the coaches, the managers they don't normally get, and even the referees as well. I was talking away to referees, and many referees understand where I'm coming from. We need to cut costs to keep teams involved in football, because imagine if our coaches walked away, our managers walked away from the game, and that's what the worry is. Where would your county FAs be? Where would your teams be? Where would your referees be? And where would your leagues be? Just take that and bear that in mind. But what do these managers get as volunteers? Please tell me. And I'm looking at governing bodies here. What can we do? How do we keep our coaches and managers within the game? Because I'm certainly looking and saying to myself, all this hassle, all this admin that I have to do, then you go out and try and raise funds, then you're trying to collect money in, and I see posts going on social media, a coach's job, a manager's job, what they do, that's not recognised. And it's a million things, honestly it is, and hats off to whoever put that post up yesterday. I think it was Kirby Town GFC, and to be honest, you have to share that, you have to look at it, and it's true, it's a fact, what coaches and managers go through week in, week out, and where they all are. People just turn around and say, oh yeah, what are you getting paid? They absolutely get paid nothing. And I can vouch for that. It's not, it's time only. I spend time week in, week out, day in, day out as well when I've got time away from work and full-time job, which is support work. Trying to make ends meet, make the team a better team, make time for the kids. You know, you've got to look at these unpaid coaches, unpaid managers, volunteers. Why should we have thousands and thousands and thousands of volunteers for the FA, the county FAs? Why do we need them? Why do we have to have them when there's paid jobs in there? We're taking away jobs, in my opinion, we are. Admin jobs where people can get paid for that. But why should we, when all these volunteers were using, you know, and you come under charges, by the way. If something happens with you within a league, you're a volunteer, and something happens with one of your parents, you are then charged. If I say something out of line here and bring the game into disrepute, I'm charged. I'm charged as a volunteer because I have a fan number. It's all about charge, all about money, and we need to look at the bigger picture somewhere along the line. We really do, and we need to draw the line, especially on cost. I don't want to see teams folding. I saw a message the other day, 4 weeks into the season, a parents asking for 2 under-10s players to get into teams because unfortunately their team has now folded. I don't know what league, don't know what area, but this is what I'm trying to say. We're going to have many kids out of teams and becoming unhealthy because there's no sport activities for them, because their team is folded and then there's no coach, no manager. You know, we're appealing, we need more managers and coaches like we do referees. We are getting all the referees in now. We're bound to get the referees in now because leagues are putting fees up for them. Brilliant if they're keeping the affiliation costs down. But where do we draw the line? What are we doing in grassroots football? Why is it costing so much to put a team together? You know, how much would it cost if you didn't have a sponsor and you need to go out and buy your kit? Because the kit manufacturers are banging their prices up as well. Everything's going up, we know that, but we need to draw the line, as I say, somewhere. And we need to make the game cheaper, even free. So our campaign, more play, less pay, is going to be aimed at your Premier League clubs as well. See what we can do, see how we can try and get affiliation fees free, league fees, referees fees. Let's try and get sponsors involved in this. Let's try and get teams who are on the edge, on the verge of becoming non-existent anymore. It's a shame, it really is, because there's thousands of kids who love playing on a football team, and I've got one as well, 2 under-8s, under-7s. But at the end of the day, we need to keep them playing. So I need your support. Get on board with me, mal@don'ttexttheline.com. More play, less pay. Please add your name to it, add your team, let me know how much you're paying out for your team, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of managers who are just going to jump on board, because once again, enough is enough. All this payment, people are coming to me left, right and centre telling me how much it's costing, and they're just giving their spare time as well. But if you're one of these rich clubs as well who don't need any money whatsoever, I'd like to hear from you as well, because maybe you can give us some tips to give to the teams that ain't got the money. Thanks for tuning into the show. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you continue to have a great week. We'll be back again with young commentators on Friday evening. Not sure who's going to be turning up, but in the meantime, put your feet up, relax. From myself, Mal Lane, all I see me at the Grassroots Show. Don't cross the line. Respect programme. Don't cross the line, as we've said before. No ref, no game. And our Hearts of Gold initiatives. We'll see you on Friday evening, round about 7. Put your feet up and relax. Good night, God bless.